back with another episode of What's the Hype? Recording this Friday morning, March 1st. It's been a active and busy morning for Adam and his cell phone with
Good morning.
Forties.
Hyperion has broke the internet.
We have broke the internet, folks. We do apologize for the inconvenience Forties caused this morning. Their server went down across the country, so I'm sure there was a lot of other unhappy people at other clubs trying to make tee time. So we're getting the tee sheet back up and running. We sent out a communication this morning, but again, apologize for the inconvenience. Nothing we could do. Of course, it's kind of fitting. It's the first day you can make tee times of the 2024 season, so we're off to a hot start, Adam.
We can only go up. We'll start at the bottom. We can only go up.
So, speaking of opening the golf course 2024 season, we are excited to open the course next week, Tuesday, March 5th. Jim and Adam are here. We're going to kind of talk about a few things when it comes to opening, touch on the range, touch on the carts, and anything else we get going on today. So, Jim, why don't you talk a little bit about what does it take? What does it look like? What are the things you're doing to open the golf course? You know, you did a few different things this year. We only covered 4 greens, brought some staff back early. So I'll give you the floor now that we're done talking about 4 tees.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different this year because we used our greens covers to cover up the new practice tees, and those are still covered. Typically, what does it take to open a golf course? Well, we like to see the frost out of the ground, but this year the ground really never even froze. So that's odd, and we're so warm in February, even more odd. And so we're ultimately looking at any snow cover, moisture in the ground, that sort of stuff. We're pretty dry. Thankfully, we had that nice snow cover when it was really, really cold in January. Yeah, since then we've firmed up nicely. We've already been out with the sweeper, cleaning up the property. The guys have mowed the fairways and the tees already, just to clean those up. And a few of the seasonal staff, as Evan alluded to, have been back this week checking bunker sand depth, making sure that our sand is evenly distributed through the bunkers. Yeah, we'll be ready for Tuesday. We're pulling what covers we do have off today, and we'll be putting a roll on the greens to kind of smooth those out. And, yeah, getting ready to change cups out and put flags out and tee markers and all that sort of stuff. So it's a very strange year. You know, it's early. We like to see a little bit more growth than this normally, which we want to be able to recover from ball marks, divots, those sorts of things. That's going to be a while yet, and that's part of the reason we have the tee sheet and the tee times set up the way we do. We're releasing those at 10 a.m. That'll help out with probably pretty frequent frost delays, as well as limit the amount of play to a certain extent. So we're happy to be open. That's a big deal for us. And ultimately the weather will kind of dictate how much play we get. If it's not that nice, people just, for the most part, won't be out here in big numbers. So
you mentioned the tee sheet, so we're going to start at 10 a.m. probably for the whole month of March, you think? Just depends
probably.
on weather.
Yeah, it depends on ultimately what the weather's doing. It's hard to make a lot of adjustments on the fly because the tee sheet is basically a week out, right, Adam?
Yep. During the weekdays, it's a week out.
And I won't bash the weathermen. We all like to do that, but it's hard for those folks to be all that accurate a week out. So, yeah, it'll probably be 10 o'clock through March.
Okay.
In general.
So you've been in this industry a long time. Is this probably the most unusual winter you've seen?
Yeah. We were so extremely dry and mild in December, and really it was, winter was January, and that's pretty much it.
About 10 days,
right.
seemed like.
All the snow came at once, then it got really, really cold all at once, and since then we melted all that snow already in January, and yeah, it's odd.
Yeah. So with that good weather, we were able to accomplish quite a few projects, both on the golf course as well as over at the driving range. But the one big project we were able to accomplish is number 8, the pond restoration. That project's been on the list for a long, long time, and got that done. I know you've got some work to do. I know Iowa Contractor will be back to work on the backside of the dam But just touch on what that looks like. I know we got some seeding, some sodding to make that look real nice for the members.
Yeah, so I've been in touch with them. I think the sludge has dewatered or firmed up, dried up enough so that we can probably begin kind of spreading that out and burying it on the backside of the dam. So the backside will have a little bit different grade, a little bit different shape in the future. We want to get a bulldozer back in to do that. Once we get that done, we'll reseed that into like a blue stem type of prairie grass. Will be the look there again. And then once the dozer gets in and back out again, we will focus our efforts on making the pond surrounds look nice with seed and sod and those sorts of things. It'll just depend on how soon we're able to do that, whether that'll be sodded or seeded. But yeah, looking forward to having
that's
it
really
back
going to look
soon.
nice once it's all said and done. Once everything's grown in,
It's going to change the look a lot.
it really will. So, and you'll be able to maintain that. I know in years past the cattails we couldn't maintain it, so we'll be treating that on a yearly basis to make sure that those cattails don't come back and that it remains looking the way it does. So look forward to that. So improvements over at the range, again, taking advantage of that nice late fall, early winter we had. You did a short video over there with the new target areas. And, we are opening the golf course next Tuesday, but the range will not open with the golf course. So we've got some improvements that we still need to finish up. One big thing is water. We need water over there, which that'll happen here maybe as early as next week with what Jim's got planned. So, Jim, can you explain to us, with Carmel Hyperion moving the pump house, what does that look like for the range and what you want to do with those new target areas?
Yeah, so we were really blessed that December was as mild as it was. So our old pump house sat where the road is now, so that had to be moved. And obviously all the utilities and infrastructure has to move with it. So last December, they were able to bring our water line from the city water main all the way over to the new pump station. They've already put in the underground electric conduit. So essentially, once Mid-American mobilizes and moves our power lines, they'll be buried now under the road. Once that's done, we'll be ready to get that thing fired up. Leibold Irrigation is over there as we speak, installing the pump. Backflow Prevention Services of Iowa will be in next week installing our backflow preventer, and we'll be able to turn on the water to that pump station hopefully by the end of next week. And I just heard today that the Leibold Irrigation, a different division of that company, will be coming in to put our main line back in. So we have to hook the pump station back up to the existing irrigation. So those things are all happening soon, which is good because we've got this mild weather. The next step will be getting sod installed on our target greens. So right now we've got target greens that are nice, neat mounds of dirt, which so long as it's nice and dry, the ball would probably bounce off of that. But the minute we get any sort of moisture, the golf balls, Adam's brand new golf balls, would sink 2 or 3 inches into the ground. So as soon as we're able to get sod installed, we should be able to water it. And I'm anticipating that most of those sod companies will be mobilizing early as well, because you've got all of the housing contractors. The demand's going to be there, and I would think that they'll meet that demand sooner rather than later. But there's a few of those things, obviously, that are out of our control. So we're kind of at the mercy of availability of sod, as well as the contractors to help us with the irrigation improvements. So it's going to be turf-type tall fescue sod. Should be a more vibrant green color when we get really, really hot and dry, because we do have to buy all that water, so we try to be frugal with it. But it should give you that nice visual that you're after when you're over there practicing. So
Good. Yeah, more updates to come as we progress through the improvements over there. Our goal is to get the range open as soon as we can, but we need to make sure that we have time. Obviously, sod is kind of the key thing here. So, Adam, why don't we swing things over to you, talking about the range. We've got some improvements, too, as well as
Yes. Many of you know we had a existing artificial turf line there that was probably below standard. You'll see a new one arriving here hopefully this week, still, or maybe even into next week. That installation will take 2 or 3 days. It's going to be a very great improvement to the driving range. You'll be able to hit every single shot off the mat. The mat is padded and it's lined. No longer will it feel like you're hitting off concrete. The thing I like is you'll be able to stick a tee anywhere into that turf and hit a driver off the mat, so you don't have to leave the mat when we are going to be mats only. So there'll be 20 stations, I believe, fairway. There'll be a little bit of rough dividing each hitting spot so you can hit off the rough and do some other lies. But that's going to be a great improvement. And when we do go mats only, please adhere to the mats only. We're doing it for a reason. A big reason this year will be in order to get those west tees up and running without doing a whole lot of damage to them, because we want to protect that investment and make that look nice for years to come.
Great. Yeah, I mean, that'll allow us to open the range more often when we do get a lot of precipitation. All the Monday outings will be off the turf liner. So that's a really nice capital improvement. It's been on another thing on the list for a while, and we're able to get that done with the construction. So we touched on the carts, our new golf cart fleet, in the communication that went out on Wednesday. Why don't we kind of further that discussion, give the members a little more information on the process that we took with Yamaha and what we ran into just with supply chain delays.
Yeah. So someone asked, how do you buy golf carts, or how do you determine to lease the golf carts? And to Evan's point, in the past, it was always a year out. You'd start looking and doing stuff. This year, we started this process 17 months ago. We got bids from all 3 companies. There's only 3 companies that do fleet carts. It's E-Z-GO, Yamaha, and Club Car. We got bids from all 3. We sat down with all 3 and discussed all our options. We settled on Yamaha. We signed a deal with them about 15 months ago for a new fleet. Cart will remain mostly the same. The same upgrades will all be on that cart. The cart cover, sand bottles, coolers, the bigger steering wheel. What will be new this year when we get the carts will be the GPS screens, or what they call YamaTrack. So you'll have a GPS unit right there on your cart. So when you're 15 yards deep into the left woods on one, you'll still know kind of how far you are out. But going through the process,
who hits over there?
No one hits it over there. And yes, those carts with the GPS, we will have geofencing or not allowing you to drive your carts in certain areas. It won't be anywhere near as bad as what everybody's thinking. We're just kind of asking common sense rules there. But the carts will tell you, hey, you're getting close to restricted area. Probably ought to get over to that cart path, something like that. Eventually, if you keep going forward, it will beep at you and then shut down. So you'll learn a lesson pretty quick. For those that have been members here long enough, essentially where Jim always had, the cart signs pointing in a direction, that's kind of where we're looking. The neat thing with the system is you'll no longer see as many cart signs. You won't have to have things in your way, or I would always say a line of cart signs doesn't look as good as we want that course to look, but we need them.
The goal is to have it just be a cleaner presentation,
Yep.
less obstacles or opportunities for a ball to be interrupted due to something silly like a stake or a block or a sign.
Yep. And this will allow us, on days where we get rain or we have certain areas of the golf course that we want to work on or we don't necessarily want you to be, we can turn those areas off. Give you instructions on that cart that tell you, hey, this area will be restricted today. An even bigger thing for the pro shop, it'll have a pace of play indicator on that screen for you. So you'll know if you're ahead of pace, behind pace, where you are on the golf course. And we won't have to go out there and ranger. We'll be able to send you a message directly to your cart saying, hey, we noticed that you're 5 minutes behind, 10 minutes behind, whatever it is. Please pick it up. So it'll be more of an automated ranger system, which will help us and kind of help everybody understand where they are supposed to be on that golf course. So that'll be neat. We did run into a problem a little bit, with the Yamaha carts, with the supply chain. There was a little bit of a question as to when we were going to get them. We still don't have a guaranteed date, but we're back on track to have them in May, hopefully. which is when we were supposed to receive them. Our lease is up after April. So we are supposed to have the carts in May. Hopefully, there might be a small delay after that. But everything hopefully is back on track, and we're looking good for spring, and we'll have a brand new fleet of carts for everybody to enjoy.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. I know Jim and his team serviced all 66 carts, got those in the best shape that we can get them in. Those carts have over 100,000 rounds, so we're definitely looking forward to the new fleet, which will hopefully be here in May. So we had been told a lot later. To be honest, we were real concerned. Really concerned.
Really concerned.
So we got some better news a couple weeks ago after the PGA show. So I understand next week, Adam, for opening, there's going to be some sort of a sale on merchandise.
Yes.
In the golf shop.
So starting Tuesday and running through Sunday, all in-stock apparel will be 30% off. And we will be running a hat special on all hats. The normal adjustable hats will be, I believe, $15, and the Aussie Sun or the wide brim hats will be $25. So we're expecting all that stuff to fly on out of here with how busy we're looking to be. So come in I'd come in on Tuesday and guarantee your best shot at the best selection. So once again, 30% off all in-stock apparel. Come on in and grab it.
Great. Well, thanks, guys. Wanted to keep this short and sweet, just get some information out to the membership. Again, we apologize about the 4Ts issue this morning. Unfortunate that happened. We look to have that up here soon. At least Adam hopes so. I know.
Yes.
So anyway,
hopefully it goes a little smoother this time.
Yeah, here's to a great 2024 season.
Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
You.